Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome, man. Welcome to Beyond Classic Rock. Today, man, I've got an album reaction coming your way, and it's featuring the music of a band called King Buffalo, and the album is called The Burden of Restlessness. Never heard of them, man, and hopefully, it's one of those gems, that just kind of fell under the radar. Usually, that's the case. First off, I just want to give a shout out and a thanks to Bayou Maccabee. Thanks, Bayou. I appreciate you introducing me to something new, man. I'm looking forward to checking this out. King Buffalo, The Burden of Restlessness. And it's got 7 tracks, and it looks like each individual track is nice and long, so I'm guessing that these guys will do really well with extended jams and stretching the song out. You know how I like it. Anyways, let's hit this up, man. King Buffalo, The Burden of Restlessness, full album. Let's get it. Cheers. Nice long intro. I like it already. What is he saying about it? Is it the aftermath of a really bad relationship, or is it like aftermath of war? you call these guys progressive rock? How do we label them? I really like that long extended jam. It gives them so much time to express themselves and convey what they want you to hear and feel. I don't know how to label them so far though. Hebetation. Brother living a life of quiet desperation. The ends are not meeting up. Still trying to figure it out. I really dig how their instrumentation is just as much a feature in the song as the vocals. They're hitting you from a cerebral aspect. Excellent, man. I'm digging what I'm hearing so far. They've got a really, really excellent command of their musicianship and how they mix it in with the vocals. I like, though, how you don't need a lot of vocals in it to convey what they're trying to get across. Locusts. The instrumentation, the musical delivery, has more to say almost than the vocals. You know what I'm saying?
Hand of the shield, suppressing the field. Hand of the shield, smothering the field.
I think Locusts metaphorically represents invading forces, war, the end times. It isn't just about a swarm of locusts. It never is. It always represents something.
Hand of the shield, suppressing the field. Hand of the shield, smothering the field.
That was excellent. That was a great jam. Silverfish.
I stare at the cracks in the wall and melt into nothing. A silverfish slithering away from everything. I pick at the cracks in the wall. The rats in the attic meandering by. I feel like I'm losing my grip on everything.
Is he in jail?
Drifting away.
I think he's in jail. Good climax. That was a great track. Was dude in jail? I keep picturing him in jail, just lying on his cot, staring at the wall, staring at the cracks in the walls, and he's got nothing else to look forward to. That's the visual I've got. I might have missed it though. Grifter.
Each night as I crawl along over the sands, I sift through the blood and the fog, head in my hands. I make my way over the dunes, desolate and dry. The remnants of empires past, too stubborn to die. Morbid and familiar, each hell like the last. The grifter's importunate hand, an insatiable grasp. Whispering in semaphore,
Excellent.
pious and vain, surrounded by sycophants, withered and gray. He promises deliverance, day after day, releasing only pestilence and festering decay.
The Antichrist. That rolling bass groove in the back. It's the lifeblood of this song. That was an excellent, excellent track. Their musicianship is tight, on point, and I love their little cerebral touch that they've got. That's what they're promoting. They really take you on a trip. The Knox.
Every day I wake up on the floor.
That was excellent. I compare that to the feeling that I get whenever I listen to Stranglehold by Ted Nugent. That rolling bass line, it's not in a hurry to get anywhere, it's just taking you along. Same effect. Loam.
I'm nestling into the soil, observing
I gotta be wrong about this. But are they singing from the point of view of being a damn field mouse? Muffling around in the soil, waiting for a falcon to pounce down and end it? That's what I'm visualizing, but I had to have missed it. They're not singing from the point of view of a damn mouse, are they? Alright, y'all. So that is King Buffalo, The Burden of Restlessness. Wow, man. What a fantastic album. Excellent album, man. Definitely. That shit was a 5 out of 5 for me. Every single song was fantastic. I love their approach to creating music. The priority and the focus is the actual music itself, the instrumentation, what they're creating in sound, not so much the vocals. The vocals are just basically a way to set up, and then the music takes over and it really expands and broadens everything. Really creative and excellent way to approach your musicianship and your music. Yeah, and they have very interesting things to talk about. Their subject matter is not dealing with some sappy ass love songs and broken-hearted this and all of that shit. They're talking about some serious things. Even when they are singing from the point of view of a damn field mouse, you know, they are talking about the consequences. They're talking about all of those different things. And they're dealing with the internal angst, the internal struggle, the challenge to overcome and to then become something better, recreating yourself, reinventing yourself. They're talking about some serious shit, you know, and the musicianship really shores up the message. And the lyrics, it's just a setup for the musicianship to take over. This is not listening meant for everybody, because some people would find themselves lost in it and not able to follow. Some people are just too anxious to get to the bottom line, to the end. This is about the journey. So some type of music is not appropriate for some type of listener personality. and temperament and tolerance. You know what I'm trying to say? Not everybody is big on Pink Floyd, for example. That kind of cerebral approach to it, and this is why a lot of people can't engage Pink Floyd. It's the same way with these guys. A lot of people won't be able to wrap around it because of the cerebral touch. And to give you that cerebral effect, you've got to take the time, stretch things out, set things up, right? So this isn't for everybody, but the people that like it, the people that get it, this is good shit. And here's another big point. I'm gonna get in trouble for this. This came out in 2021. It just goes to show, to teach me and all of the old cats that prescribe to the classic rock channel, that there are. I remember I said at the top of this reaction, it might be a gem. Just looking at the fact that there are 7 tracks, and it tells me that these guys are probably stretching out the song and they've got all of these things going on. I had a feeling right away, even before going into it, and I was right about it. So the old cats on the classic rock channel, they need to be exposed to this. They need to see that there are great artists out there, contemporary artists, that have a lot of this kind of appeal. And along the course of this reaction, I wasn't quite sure if these guys were from back in the day or if they were actually contemporary. It's only when I looked at a list of songs, the track list, that I realized that this album came out in 2021. So these are contemporary artists, and they've really got a fantastic command of the structure of a rock song, the structure of what it is they're trying to convey, and they're using the platform of the cerebral attack to really appeal to you. And let me tell you, they've appealed to me. This is a really, really excellent album, and a very, very good listen. So what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna piss off a few old cats, and that's okay. I'm gonna put this up on the Classic Rock platform and the Beyond Rock platform. Just like some of the old cats can totally get behind embracing Tool, for example, because and with Tool covering Led Zeppelin's it's early in the morning. With Tool covering Led Zeppelin, it is easier for them to kind of embrace Tool a little bit, even though they're kind of newer and modern. But old cats are very, very temperamental as to what they'll allow. Let me put it to you like that. I remember, man, when one time I wanted to do a social experiment, and I did a reaction for Alice in Chains, man, and I put that shit up on the Classic Rock platform. Yo, you wouldn't believe the backlash that I got from these old cats. So at the risk of doing the same thing again, but I have a point in doing this. I want to stir it up a little bit, and I want to show the old cats that there are great contemporary artists that have those excellent ingredients of creating really, really good rock. And you might consider this progressive, you might consider this alternative, you might consider this whatever kind of rock there is out there, but they're definitely using the classic structure of creating this album. So I want to show this to the old cats, because a lot of old cats do not migrate over to the Beyond Classic platform. So I want to show them this as well. And they can, pat me on the back, or they can smack me upside the head. It really depends on who it is that's doing the listen. But you know what? I'm going to put this up on the Classic Rock platform because simply because these guys are great and they need as much exposure as possible. And I'm definitely going to do my part. You get a really big pass, and it's a big deal for a contemporary artist to make it onto my Classic Rock platform, get through me, first of all, the gatekeeper, and then the second big gate, the old cats. I'm telling you, it's a really big deal, and I have a feeling that they're going to accept this, more so than not. So, having said all of that, I could totally fall flat on my face, and maybe their next album might be totally the shit, or whatever the case is, but I'm just going based on the heels of what I just finished hearing. So Bayou says, here's a bit of band and album info written by myself, as there's nothing available on Wikipedia or really anywhere else that I could find online. So some of this is from bits of information I gathered from various interviews of the band that I've heard and read, as well as some info found on the band's own website. Okay. So we got 3 paragraphs of information. It's better than nothing. Yeah, let's read this. So Bayou writes, King Buffalo is a power trio from Rochester, New York, formed in September 2013 by founding members Sean McVeigh on guitar, synth, and vocals, Dan Reynolds on bass and synth, and Scott Donaldson on the drums, all of whom are still in the band to this day. The band describes their own sound as heavy psychedelic rock. Okay, which I think is a perfect description. Their sound to me is kind of like if you could throw Black Sabbath, Pink Floyd, and a bunch of Devil's Lettuce together into a big blender on the highest setting. Then King Buffalo would pour out as a fine, buttery smooth milkshake of psychedelic metal. I hear you, Bayou. I believe that they're definitely a mixture of a Pink Floyd, and I don't know who else, but they're a mixture of a Pink Floyd for sure, and someone else. Black Sabbath would not be my second choice in that mix. It would be something like a, maybe not even an ELP, maybe not a King Crimson, but somewhere along the lines of a progressive sound. You know what I mean? I can't figure out the second piece of that ingredient, but Pink Floyd for sure. Speaking of Pink Floyd, when I get home a little later, I'm going to do Pink Floyd, The Wall. Now you're going to say, well, what the hell? You've already done that in 2019. I know, but Finesse Muse, this guy knows how to convince me to do almost anything. He's charming, this dude. Finesse Muse said that he has this really cool link of Dark Side of the Moon that has kind of like a picture collage that goes along with the music, and you know I gotta hit that up. So that's what I'm going to be doing later on today. So look for that dropping very soon after this particular reaction, and fingers crossed that they both make it onto YouTube. All right, so their sound to me is kind of like a blend of Black Sabbath, Pink Floyd, and a bunch of Devil's Lettuce together into a blender. Right. Then King Buffalo would pour out as fine, buttery smooth milkshake of psychedelic music. The band is considered to be primarily a live band. They're fantastic live, by the way. Okay, so you've seen them. And to date, they have self-released as an independent artist 4 EPs, 3 full-length studio albums, and 1 full-length live album, with The Burden of Restlessness being their second to latest album released. That was an excellent album. A 5 out of 5 for me. With King Buffalo being primarily a touring live act, when COVID shut down the world, the band was hit hard without the ability to play any live shows, and while most recording studios were shut down because of the pandemic as well, the band decided to spend their off time writing new music. Fortunately, their practice space is large enough that the band could still get together to jam by spreading out into separate corners of the same large room so they could jam together and write a new album. And write new music they did. Within the span of time that everything was shut down from the pandemic, they came up with enough material to write 3 complete studio albums, recording them at their own home studios. The themes of all 3 albums revolve around the hardships, uncertainty, and doubts brought on by being forced to live life in a shut-down pandemic world. And okay, I totally get it now. And the 3 new albums together can be considered as a trilogy, with all songs tied together by pandemic-related themes. Okay, I totally get it. Just reflecting back on what I've been listening to, I totally get it. The first installment of the Quarantine trilogy of albums was The Burden of Restlessness, released June of 2021. The second was Acheron, released in December of 2021, while the third has been written and recorded but is not set to be released until sometime in 2022, following the conclusion of their current world tour. May rock and metal never die out. No, and with social media, we really got to do our part to expose, these really great gems, as I call them, because these guys are really, really fantastic, and people have to know about them. So I'm going to do my part for sure. Thank you for all of the great times, Wayne. Much peace and love. God bless. Bayou Maccabee. Bayou, thank you very much. I appreciate all of your recommendations, and this is our last collaboration before I jet from the channel. So thank you very much. I believe it's 2.5 years you've been with me, and on both platforms. So thank you. I appreciate all of the recommendations you've sent. So on the Beyond platform, Christopher is next, and that'll be the very, very last reaction on the Beyond Classic Rock platform that I do. And then on the Classic Rock platform, I've got Finesse, like I said. I've got Sveinite Vol, and then finally Evelyn. And so that'll be concluded probably by Monday or Tuesday-ish. And that'll be the last reaction on the Classic Rock platform. Now, on both platforms, I will still be around. I will still be active somewhat. And whenever one of our great influencers from either genre pass, I'll stop what I'm doing and do a tribute. So you'll see me from time to time. Sadly, it's going to be in the form of a tribute. You might see me if there's something great in music that happens, like a Led Zeppelin reunion, for example. But other than that, I'm going to be pretty dormant on the channel. Now, you can still get a hold of me just by, messaging me the normal way that you do. My patrons, even if you cancel your support on Patreon, but you keep your account on Patreon, you can still communicate with each other, and you can still get a hold of me directly by direct messaging. And some of you, some of my very, very first subscribers, you still have my private email. So I'm always going to be around. So you'll still see me from time to time. If you need to get a hold of me or whatever the case is, let me know, and we'll be in touch. If I happen to be, I don't know, I like to drive a lot. And so if I happen to be driving down into your neck of the woods and that sort of thing, let me know, and then maybe we'll meet up for lunch or something. But yeah, usually I go from Seattle all the way down to Florida, and I end up usually in Jacksonville. Sometimes I'll end up in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, that sort of thing. So yeah, we'll stay in touch. You'll still see me around. All right. Now, back to Bayou. Thank you again, man. This was a really, really excellent introduction to these guys, and they've got all the ingredients to be very, very household. And this is a time we're living in, though, where we need to do a lot to give them as much exposure as possible. And with so much vying for our attention and our attention spans being so short these days, it's easy for great acts like this to fall between the cracks. But having a YouTube channel, being on social media, and a whole bunch of other great reactors out there, let's spread it around, man. These guys definitely need to have a platform for recognition so that they might have a chance to be launched. You know what I'm saying? So King Buffalo, I dig it. All right, Bayou, thank you again, brother. Take care of yourself. We'll stay in touch. And everybody on this platform, that being Beyond Classic platform, it's Christopher tomorrow. And on the Classic platform, it's Svein tomorrow. So I'll see you then. Peace.